Action.
Okay.
I need one of those actual like choppy things. That would be cool.
A slate?
A slate. Oh, he knows the technical
Choppy.
term. He went to college, boys. He went to college.
And that's the intro to the M3 podcast today, everybody. How's it going? No? Okay.
Fuck the meta. No, that's good. No, keep going. Keep going.
Alrighty
I
then. So, as you can tell, we've already started recording. We're having a little bit of fun.
and
Um,
we're already going insane from the self isolation. So, yeah, bear with us.
well, at least, hey, so here, I'll actually do that. So, that's part of the what we're talking about today is what's going on with self-isolation, quarantine, all that, COVID-19, what's going on, and then Jayden has some kind of gaming stuff that he wants to talk about, kind of more as usual.
Yep.
And I don't know, we're kind of gonna go from there. We're just kind of like going random today. Let's see
Yep.
how it goes.
Okay. So, give us your COVID-19 experience. Let's talk about that real quick. So, what exactly has been your experience for the past like week and a half of staying mostly indoors?
My life hasn't changed much.
That's my line. Excuse me. The hell?
You-
You
so yeah, I am like an extrovert, so I do want to try to go outside and everything. But when
nerd.
I was like schooling, um, I was doing a lot of kind of like working from home stuff anyway, because all of my filming was already pretty well done.
Yeah.
Um, like basically, I only really had to go in for like one class for like the rest of the semester, and so I don't. That's the one class I'm definitely concerned about how we're gonna do grading wise. But yeah,
From what
I
I
don't know how that's
know,
gonna
for
work.
grading wise, apparently it's either like pass, fail, or
Yeah,
sorry, pass, fail, or honors. It's one of those three. It's
yeah,
not going to be based on a number mark. So
yeah, exactly.
it
But
so like low intelligent kids like myself have a better chance of getting honors, but people who are working super hard like who get those like 99s and 100s are getting shit on because they're like, yeah, your 99s and 100s that you worked like fucking 80-hour weeks for are now down to 0 or to 80, sorry. So now you basically just did nothing, which is really dumb.
well, for me, for my program, I'm not concerned because you don't need a diploma to get into the film industry.
Nope, you don't.
I don't care. I've never really cared about what the actual grading system or anything like that is
Yeah,
for this.
as long as you
But
pass the
yeah,
technical
exactly.
next
As long as I
class.
pass, so I get into all my classes, and I'm already. If it wasn't for what's going on, I would already be applying for places right now anyway. So
Yep.
just to kind of gain experience and everything. So I don't know. This is just so much annoyance, and I'm trying to use my time effectively by I'm trying not to like only watch TV and play video games. I want to actually. I started reading a book that I've had for like months that
Yep.
I finally. I also am listening to a book. I have the Try Guys, The Hidden Power of Fucking Up
Solid.
audiobook that I'm listening to. So that's been interesting. And then I'm trying to make sure I'm working out at least every like 2 days,
Mhm.
basically every day, but there's some days that I haven't. I've skipped a little bit, so I'm
Yeah.
doing that. And I don't know. I this is something that I do all the time. I tend to go for a while and then I stop, then I go for a while, then stop. But going started doing a little bit of French learning again
Yeah.
because I keep the Duolingo app on my phone
Mhm.
just so I can eventually reopen it. And I did like a day, and then I stopped.
Yeah.
And so I keep on, but that's just something I do with my life all the time, regardless. The
Yeah.
same thing with working all the time too. So I don't know. I'm trying to stay relatively active. I'm thinking I might start what's it called? Skillshare. I'll create a Skillshare and learn like drawing or
Uh,
something like that.
learn how to draw.
Like comic book, yeah, like comic book art,
Draw me like one
learning
of your
comic book
French
art.
girls. Bitch.
Absolutely.
Gross.
Ah.
You don't want to see me in that position, dude. That would scar both of us if that happened. Just that.
Be a
Imagine
little
that
much.
scene, but
Yep.
it's our faces. Now I gotta go and Photoshop that shit. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
You kind of created a meme now.
yeah. Oh my god. Okay, speaking of
But
Photoshop, not to take away from your thing, I was like,
no, it's all good. That's basically where I was anyway.
well, there you go. Perfect transition. Anyways, it's not perfect now that we had to acknowledge the transition. But anyways, so I was looking at like Adobe programs. Fuck you, they're expensive. It's like $20 a month just for Premiere. Just for Premiere or just for Photoshop. It's like the
Yeah,
serious
and you're
fuck.
not a student, so you don't get the 2 months for
And
free.
that's American too. It's like $25. Yeah. Or you like if you're a student because I had it and it was like $25 a month for all of the programs and I use them
Mm.
like on a daily basis for all my homework assignments, so it was useful. Now I just use the shitty DaVinci Resolve that crashes 3 times for literally no reason. I don't know what it is. It
Oof.
just crashes. I'm literally just sitting there. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna, watch YouTube or something, and it crashes while I'm rendering. It's like, okay. Then I try it again, crashes again. Third time. Finally, it worked. Oh, it accidentally didn't capture one of the audio lines. XD. Now I have to fucking do it all over again, and I hate myself. So,
Oh,
moral of the story is be rich and fucking buy Adobe programs, because, there's that. But,
and make sure and don't be like me and try to run them on a shitty computer. My computer, I have Premiere, and it just plays a clip and then skips back, and then plays a clip and skips back, and
if
it's like,
you're
oh, I
running it
want to
on a
just snap.
toaster, you're running it on a toaster, let's be real. That's what he
It's a
uses.
microwave, okay?
Listen, if you can make food on it, you can't run an Adobe program with it. I'm waiting for the day that I read it. There are huge strides in computers. Somebody was able to put like the core components of a computer into a Dyson fan, so when you turn it on, it starts like cooling you off, well, with the air that it's producing, while you're still able to play video games and stuff with it. It's fucking weird. Like I'll have to share it with you. It's absolutely nuts. But I think it's like Linus Tech or something like that. This the guy with the earring or whatever. Yeah, he just was like, yeah, let's just make a computer but with the base of a fan. And they're both functional, and I'm like, hey, that's something I would definitely buy. I would 1,000% buy a fucking computer that had a fan built into it.
And engineering for the win.
Exactly, right? So yeah, that would be awesome just to like create stuff like that. I don't have the brain capacity to do that, but yeah, there's that. Okay, can we
That's
go?
what I like about channels like the Hacksmith. Have you heard of
Mm,
him?
with like
Yeah.
Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's just the engineer. Like, I am way too dumb to understand any of the math or engineering
Same.
that it follows, but I still like that he still shows like the process of what he came up with, but in a more understandable concept, and it
Yeah.
actually kind of explains how he does these types of things.
Mhm.
Same thing with like sci-fi, like from Nerdist and Mark Rober, and
Yeah,
yeah,
Mark Roberg's pretty good. Yeah. Like whenever he
he's a
talks.
teacher now.
Yeah. So is Reggie. Reggie was on GameStop board of directors. Okay, this was something that pissed me off. It was all over Twitter. It's settled now, but I'm still pissed off about it. So GameStop. We're going back to the COVID shit. So GameStop
Yeah, yeah,
lists themselves as an essential service.
yeah.
Fuck you, GameStop. You're not essential. Nobody goes into your store and is like, yes, this is an essential service that I definitely need to buy from. No. Just because people need to pick up their copies of Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing doesn't mean you are essential. Essential things are food and water and, shit that helps us survive. Video games help us pass the time,
Yeah.
but they are not necessary for survival. I could survive without video games. It would suck,
It
but
would be
it would be boring. But that's you're not essential. The reason they were doing that is just so that they could be like still relevant. But they got so much hate online that they were like, yeah, well, we're gonna finally close down our stores. It's like, thank you, because it's not an option of, hey, we don't want you open because you suck. It's, hey, you guys suck because you're exposing all these people to coronavirus just so you can get zero profits. Or actually, the profits are probably going down at this point. Let's see what their stocks are at, because I'm gonna Google that. GameStop stock, because fucking there's no way. Okay, apparently they've gone up in the past day. They've gone up. How is this possible? I don't know. How they managed to have any profits is beyond me. Like holy, they were.
Beyond Meat.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
that
don't
was
like
a
those
really bad,
burgers.
really
Yeah,
bad joke. I'm
that
sorry.
was a bad joke, but yeah, they used to be at in 2015 they were at $47 USD. That was their highest stock. You know what they're at now?
32.
They're at four.
I don't know. I
Dude,
don't know how the stock market even works.
dude, it's awful. They were like well, actually the highest that they were at was like 62 something, and then they dropped a lot, and then they got back up, and now they're just down in the shitter. They went from $62 to four. So yeah, it really shows how much people like GameStop and how well that they're actually doing. So yeah, GameStop, you fucked up, and you're dumb, and you do not deserve to have your stores open anymore. If people are gonna buy video games, guess where they're gonna go? They're gonna go to Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, or they're just gonna stay at home and buy it from their consoles.
Download it online. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're not an essential service during this time because everyone can just stream it or buy it. Because, like, I'm sure with Xbox Game Pass, they're going to be like, well, with all this COVID-19 stuff, let's add a couple more games onto this to make the Xbox Game Pass look even better or something like that.
Hmm.
Or, again, people are just going to be like, yeah, I downloaded Animal Crossing on my Switch. I downloaded it. There's no need for anything. Like, god damn it.
Hmm.
GameStop sucks. Don't go to GameStop. Speaking of people who suck, now, this is a little bit over the top, but you know what? I can see why this is happening. So for those that don't know, there was I don't March 20th. This is when it happened. So like 4 days ago, there was I think it was like a Sobeys or something. They just restocked their meat section, so literally everything was full, all meat.
Hmm.
A couple went and bought like 2 or 3 carts full. So they took all of the meat and they bought it for themselves. And now they're getting death threats about it. So let's like bring this article up. BC couple who
Oof.
bought the entire store's meat section says they are living in fear now. I'm not feeling safe, and me and my girlfriend are scared. Well, yeah, I mean, I can see why.
Death threats are a little over exaggerated,
Mm-hmm.
but like
I get it's a time of crisis and you're
buy your
panicking
regular
about.
groceries, people.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the guy who bought what did he buy? He bought the
The hand
18,000 bottles.
sanitizer.
Yeah, exactly. He bought that except on an even more extreme level because meat can spoil. Hand sanitizer doesn't spoil. So he
Hmm.
bought it. So they panic bought the meat, which is stupid. If I ever see someone like stocking up on 80,000 things of toilet paper during a pandemic, I'm just going to go and like take it and throw it back onto the shelves. It's like you need one and one only. Unless it's like a single thing, it's like cool. Then buy 24 of these cuz that's like a standard pack, 12 or 24. If it's a
Hmm.
single roll, that's fine. I don't care. But it's when you buy like 8 cases of 36 or 64 toilet paper. That's where I take issue. And I'm like, nope, I'm just going to take these. I'm going to yeet them back. And if you have a problem with me, then
Yeah.
you're a terrible human being. Yeah, literally. I'm going to be like, you're a fucking asshole. But, anyways, yeah, so this is a
You know
picture
what?
of the
On
cart.
that note, that made me think. I wonder what like like Mr. Beast does things like that all the time. He buys entire grocery stores, but at a time or something like that. But he donates it all.
Yeah,
So I wonder if he's done anything right now for COVID, like grocery stores and stuff like that. Like
like
if he's
redistribute.
done even more, done it, yeah, redistributed some stuff or anything like that. Like because like for example, Dude Perfect for the first 5 days they did. I don't know if you saw it, but it was the Quarantine Classic they called. It was just live streaming of certain sports and stuff, but like it
Uh,
was for donations for like Red Cross and everything.
yeah, there you go.
So yeah, so like Mr. Beast is known for doing that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So I wonder if he's done anything like that yet.
Yeah. Well, so from what this article says, it's they panic bought the meat, and here are some quotes from the guy himself. He said, "Everybody knows who I am because I put myself out there. Now I'm getting death threats and I don't answer the phone, so I'm losing business. My own mother is ashamed of me." So, yeah, I'm not surprised. If I was your mother, I'd be very ashamed that you'd try to fuck over a bunch of other people by panic buying a bunch of meat.
Yeah, like grocery stores are still getting shipments. Like I saw friggin' um the truck for McDonald's
Yep.
earlier today.
Yep.
Like places aren't shutting down to the point of not getting stuff in.
Yeah.
Like it's only empty because people are being stupid and buying stupid amounts of things. Like
Yeah. If you
it's not
bought
gonna
what's
be
necessary,
freaking.
or like if you stocked up for 3 weeks worth, that's fine. Like if you, instead of like if you bought like 8 steaks when you're only one person, but you're gonna use those steaks down the line and that'll feed you for like a month, sure, by all means, buy 8 steaks. But when you buy 800 steaks for yourself for a month, because this could last a month, this could last the entire year. So maybe they are being smart, but no, you're fucking over everyone else at that point. This is not
Yep.
okay by any means, and I'm not trying to justify what they're doing. I can see why they did it because people are scared, they're stressed, they're panicking, so they buy all of this shit being like this is what we need to survive. But it's not like at this point you can't leave your house. I know some places are in
Yeah.
lockdown. It's like if you can stay in your house without having to leave for like food or anything, then you don't leave. And most people are
Yeah.
doing that.
Exactly.
But like people, I think I was talking with someone earlier today, and they were like, the reason people like were in lockdown is because of my generation. The dumb fucks like the people in Florida who decide to go party instead of being like, yeah, I should take care of my health, but also the people around me because I like my grandparents. I wouldn't go to
Woo!
Florida.
Celebrating spring
Yeah,
break.
celebrate spring break. Let's go to the beach and get fucked up and shit like that. It's the one dude literally said, if I get corona, I get corona. It's like, cool, if you get corona, you're probably gonna live. But if you go and visit your grandparents and you unknowingly have corona, then you fucked them over. Sorry. Your grandparents are dead now because you're a dumbass. I would be ashamed if I saw any one of my children on TV doing some stupid shit like that. It's like I bet their parents are even contacting them, just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, are you staying home? Are you on the beach? And then they see them on the news. It's like, yeah, you're dead to me. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if people are saying that. But yeah, there's a whole video on it by H3 Productions. They came out with this today actually. It's called the Morons of Coronavirus. And if you skip through, it's like shows a bunch of people. There's like a gas or like one of those like facial masks to like stop germs from getting into your mouth and nose. Yeah, there's one with a
Yeah.
hole in it for cigarette breathing. Why that's there, we'll never know. It's like
What?
it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this fuckhead right here. Uh, what did he say? Let me go back. Brady, go fuck yourself. You just fucked over a ton of old people if you go and visit them just because you're like, we planned this trip for 2 or 3 months and we're not gonna let it go to waste. It's like, so my friends and I were planning a trip to BC. If it gets canceled in 4 or 5 months, even though we planned it for 4 or 5 months, and coronavirus is still going on, we're still gonna stay inside, and we're still gonna be like, hey, I guess we'll have to do this next summer. It's like, sorry, you won't be able to get that time back now, but you will be able to get that time back later. You can't get your grandparents back. Sorry,
And
dude. You
the
kill
thing
someone,
that
they're dead.
also, but the thing that sucks about that is that obviously it depends on agencies and stuff like that. Is that like would they be getting that money reimbursed though? That's the thing that would
Mm-hmm.
like not to justify it. You still
Yeah,
wouldn't want you
absolutely.
still don't do it regardless, but it's still that like fuck, I've been saving for X amount of time,
Yeah,
save all this money to go on this trip, and the travel agency is not reimbursing me because they can't go, right? Like
yeah.
that's again not to justify doing it, but it
Yeah,
definitely
like to
would be
get
a
into
piss
the
off.
mindset of these people that are like, yeah, we spent all this time and this money, like we can't not
Yeah.
go. It's like, uh, yes, it sucks that you've lost the money, but survival of the human race trumps the shitty $500 investment you accidentally spent on this. Not even an investment. The $500 you spent on this trip. Sorry, if you think $500 is better than the whole of human race, like go fuck yourself. That's not how it is. But
Hmm.
so far, going back to the family or the couple with the meat, so far it doesn't say that they have this, but it's like they try to be really supportive of the guy. It's like he used his moving company to help others, and help giving his moving services away free of charge to help those in need during the wildfires. And he says nobody remembers that he donated $1,000 to the food bank, and Now he feels that his life could be in danger, and he worries his business could go under if people stop calling for his services. Yeah, no shit, nobody's gonna call for your services. It's like, I'll call for your service if you give me a month's worth of meat, or you redistribute the meat. That's the only time I would. So it's like, and he even posted a quote: "If me and my girlfriend had done this 2 months ago, nobody would say a bloody word. We're getting crucified for buying 2 carts of meat. We might have gone overboard, but we didn't push people or laugh at anyone." That 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 that's not the problem. The problem is you're fucking people over. The problem is not, haha, we didn't laugh at people. Don't worry, haha, we didn't laugh at people or we didn't push anyone out of the way. It's literally because you just went and you were just being selfish. You were being an asshole and putting yourself in front of everyone else. Because what if someone doesn't have any meats left over and they're like, I have one chance to go to the supermarket and then I'm staying inside. They go to the supermarket on the day you just wiped out the entire cart and then you're fucked. Then you fuck them over, right?
Hmm.
Like, your actions have consequences more than just being like, yeah, we didn't laugh at anyone. So, yeah, good job. You didn't laugh at anyone. You want a fucking gold medal for it? It doesn't matter. You're like, the the best thing you could do is use your moving services to move that meat across your town. Or move it
And
back.
give it away for free.
Give it away for free, or give it back to the store. You know, do something with it besides like, yeah, we didn't laugh or push people over, so we kind of like, it might have gone overboard. Yeah, no shit, you went overboard. Unless there's like a call that's like, you can no longer leave your house for the next 3 months. We're boarding up everyone's houses. Then that's you know, then fine. You maybe have made the right call. But guess what? We're not gonna get to that point probably. And
Yeah, I
even if we are,
no.
it's like you don't need that much meat. So the ultimate irony in this is if they don't have a big enough freezer to hold all of this meat,
I was
and
just
then it all
gonna
goes rotten. Then it's like,
I
cool.
was just gonna say that. What if like the power goes out and they just lose all the power?
Yep, they lose all their power.
Well, that means everyone's kind of fucked.
Well, everyone's kind
So
of fucked
regardless,
anyways if he doesn't give away the meat. So if someone cut his power, then it's like, cool, you spent 3 grand on nothing. I don't even know how much that whole like 2 whole carts worth of meat is. Probably around like a grand or something. So you spent a grand on meat, and now someone cut your power, and now you're fucked. You can't get it back. If they cut off the main power source
don't
to
be
your house.
giving anyone. Don't be giving anyone a idea.
No, I'm just saying. I'm sure other people have thought of this idea too. If people are giving them death threats, they're probably finding some way to fuck them over. So,
See, but that's the thing is like, no matter how you know outrageous, like there's still I don't think there's ever a reason to give someone a death threat.
nope. I've had
Like,
I had one
sorry,
time.
like
Yeah,
I don't get the like okay, yeah, they shouldn't be doing what they're doing, taking that much stuff just for their one single family, but like
yeah,
threatening to kill someone over it, like
yeah. It doesn't make you any better.
that's over exaggerating, over ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, like you have the right to be angry, but death threats are
yeah,
over the top and unnecessary because odds are the Canadian government probably will do something, especially if they go to the police and it's like, "Okay, you have way too much meat. We need to redistribute it to people that actually need it, so we're going to do that. So pick what you want. You may or may not be reimbursed. Doesn't I don't know. And then we'll give away the rest of the meat. That seems fair to me. And
yeah.
the the funny thing is,
Nothing like that's gonna ever actually happen because what they
probably not.
did technically isn't illegal.
It's not illegal, but it is very scummy. It's like the guy with the bottles of hand sanitizer. The guy, he was like, "Yeah, family business. We're a family business." It's like, yeah, your family business sucks, dude. The fact that he was selling $70 hand sanitizer, one bottle was $70. And then when he
Hmm.
got interviewed about it, he was like, "Would do you regret making this decision, or like, would you make this decision again?" He's like, he waited for a solid 10, 15 seconds, and then he said, "No, I don't regret it. I would probably do it again if I got the chance." It's like, wow, you're a fuckhead. You suck. But yeah. Let's move on to some more positive stuff. Did you want to know what I did with this coronavirus shit going on?
Stayed at home and played video games.
Well, yeah, going to work because I work at a school, so we're trying to prep the school to be, good to go when the kids come back next year. So
Mm-hmm.
I would go to work for that and do all that stuff. So one of the things that I did is I took my entire collection of Magic the Gathering cards that are in this binder and stuff, and all the ones that I bought, and I put them into a log. So all of these cards that I have, Davis can't see this, but all of these cards, I have them sorted out by name, what color they are, and how many of them that I have. It took me probably about like 4 or 5 hours. It was absolutely nuts. And
Gave you something to do and something they probably wanted to do regardless.
yeah, it is definitely something I wanted to do. So I'm very happy that I did it because then I can just add on to it. If I need to search for a card, let's say a Soul Ring, I don't. Guess what? I don't have one because I suck. You know, that's what I did. Other than that, I've been like we streamed. Davis and I streamed for the first time since the summer. Actually, that was the only other time we streamed together. Was we were playing NHL.
Mm-hmm.
We streamed Warzone together, and first game, first win. Davis had his.
First game, yeah, we came in first, like very
Mhm.
first game, like
Yeah,
mostly because of you, but I still got like 3 kills, I think.
I think you got three. I think our third, which was my buddy Colton, shout out to Colton, he had like five, and then I had 16 kills. And
Show off.
I
How
mean,
many of those were in the loading
no,
arena?
those don't count towards the thing. I don't think I went to the gulag once. No, I didn't. It was just from the get go, I was able to get my guns. I was able to sneak my way in, and I got 16 kills legitimately. There were no cheeky antics or anything like that. The kills that you get at the
Yeah,
beginning of the game don't count towards the kills when the match actually starts. But yeah,
no, I
it
know.
was absolutely nuts. Davis accidentally jumped out at the wrong time because I don't know what it is with Warzone. If you're looking at the map, your
Oh,
A or
that's
your
what
X button,
I
yeah, he
yeah, because what I did because I didn't realize what the marker button
the
was, and I
ping
hit
button,
X
yeah.
on, yeah, so I was like, oh no, jump right out. I was like, oh shit.
Mhm.
And but I'm starting to get a little bit like I never understood how to even like maneuver properly, so I aim actually go where I'm supposed to follow you.
There you go.
So I like landed, but good thing, yeah, good thing you landed. You still jumped out right at the same time because I fucked up.
Yeah, we were
But
like, okay, well, what do we do
then
now?
afterwards, yeah, but then the next round we still came what, fifth, the second game or something like that.
We got fifth, and then the last one we kind of just got cucked really badly.
Yeah,
It
but
was a pretty bad time, but it was a lot of fun,
but
and
yeah,
we're looking forward to doing it again in the future. I am still, dude. It's Tuesday today. I thought it was Wednesday for some reason. No, it's Tuesday, right? Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yep, Tuesday. I was like, oh, I have to edit this and shit. It's like, no, we could play a game of Warzone after this. Hey. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Davis is not excited about it because he's gonna die.
Yep. Yeah, can almost guarantee.
Hmm. But it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun getting back into streaming. I have to watch my voice. It turns out because my family does not like it when I get loud. So yeah,
Did you ever figure out the audio issue? Why you weren't able to hear myself and your other buddy?
yeah. It
On,
was literally just because
on
this. It was the audio wasn't on the correct thing, so it was going through my headset, but it wasn't going through to OBS. So it was a pretty quick fix, but it was still dumb that it didn't happen because I saw the audio levels bumping and I was like, oh, that's you guys. I definitely can hear you guys. So
mm-hmm.
oh well, it happened. Okay. One more thing I wanted to talk about with the gaming and stuff, and with COVID-19, so it meshes the best of both worlds. Just kidding. COVID sucks. It's not the best of anything. It sucks ass. So
No.
whenever somebody is complaining, it's like gamers are ruining the internet. It's like the bandwidth's going down because I saw like YouTube is lowering its bandwidth in Europe or
Kodak.
something. Yeah, its quality, so it's dropping down to like 720p because
Mm.
everyone's working from home, right? So everyone's on the internet doing stuff now. It's like, yeah, we have to lower the bandwidth right now because we can't really upgrade it. It's like, yep, understandable. But
Mm-hmm.
this is from Reddit, and I'm not 100% sure on how accurate this is. But I sent this to Davis. So this is the average hourly bandwidth usage. So like the top game here is Destiny 2, and then CS:GO, Overwatch. These are all online games, by the way. So these are like the most popular online games, especially if you look on Twitch. You could definitely see these in the top. So that's how much the bandwidth is. Well, the only one that comes close is like ABC iView, which is 300. megabytes per hour, which is Destiny. Everything else, look at this. Netflix in 4K, 7,000 megabytes per hour. That's absolutely nuts. So if someone is complaining, it's like, just stop playing video games, get off the internet. It's like the quality sucks. It's like it's literally just you. I'm over here sitting playing Mario. It's not taking up any
Because
internet. Don't blame me,
yeah,
Mom.
because people are home, so watching Netflix and Disney and everything, especially with the kids being home and everything, so they need something to
Mhm.
stay entertained.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to say, I am so glad I am not a parent right now. I'm so happy to I'm ready to be a dad when I get married and shit like that, but right now has to be the worst time to have young children that go to like elementary school and stuff. In high school or in like middle school, junior high, high school, it's better, but in elementary school, oh my goodness, having to help teach them and do your job from home, like you basically
Hmm.
get no escape from your children for the most part. So,
Yeah,
shout outs to all the parents out there that are somehow managing to deal with all of this because
yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine doing that. But the parents are
And
heroes.
and the healthcare professionals
Hmm.
and you know,
Sanitary workers,
so,
uh,
yeah,
emergency
grocery
responders.
store, grocery store, freaking
Yeah.
employees
Yep.
dealing with the people buying shit.
I see a lot of appreciation posts on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. It's like, appreciate all of these people. Not once have I seen teachers on there. Not once. It's like, okay, they are working their ass off right now to deliver all of your stuff online instead of in class and making sure that the schools are habitable when they, come back to school. So,
Hmm.
I don't know, just give a little bit of appreciation to the teachers out there that are like, yeah, we are working super duper hard. All the school staff and stuff like that, custodians are working their asses off. Principals are going
I
nuts.
have seen a couple where, sorry,
Hmm. No,
where
sorry.
I have seen a couple where it was like, oh, now that I'm trying to teach my kids from home, I have so much appreciation. Teachers should be getting paid millions of dollars a year
Yeah,
because I've seen a couple of that, but that's also because I've seen them shared on Facebook from my friend who is a teacher.
yeah,
So she's the one who's like
yeah,
realizing, like, yeah, we because teachers have been underappreciated forever.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and it's not getting any better now.
Nope.
It's starting to get a little bit better, but also not at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's I talked with one of the teachers who I work with, and she started working from home. She was like, it's weird, but yeah, it's going over super well. Once they start learning like all the techniques of how to like upload stuff online and mark stuff online and stuff like that, it's gonna be a
Mm,
cinch, at least for them. For the kids and the parents, once they start getting used to, okay, this is how you submit, this is how you join a classroom, stuff like that, it's gonna be it's gonna be okay and it's gonna be really really easy. It's just I think the first few weeks or the first month is gonna be really really weird because it's like kids getting used to the technology, like Google Classroom, like Google Meet online, so you're like talking face to face like how we are and stuff like that. So
mm,
once we get past these initial barriers, like teaching and stuff will be a cinch, and
yeah.
hopefully it can go up from there. Other than that, it's like it's really sad. It's really sad to be like, because I was supposed to have my first day when all the schools in Alberta closed. I was supposed to have my first day. Davis, like, I went to his house. Then that's when we filmed the last podcast episode. Which, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a pretty interesting one. We tried to film it live, but it didn't work out too well. But anyways, we were
Yeah.
like I was talking to Davis about this, like, what am I gonna be doing at school? Because there's no kids. But then it was just like, yeah, well, you have to desanitize everything. You have to clean everything out, making sure like all the kids get their stuff back. And when the parents came to get their stuff back, my goodness, it was super sad. It was super depressing to see them come in and just be like, wow, I can't believe like there's all their stuff and like that's basically it for the year in the middle of March. Just like, yep, the school year's over now, and now they have to do it all from
Hmm.
home. They have to pack up, like all of their stuff is packed up. They get nice little messages that say like, "We miss you guys," and it was pretty emotional. There were a few parents that were pretty emotional, and I felt really really bad because I'm like I would give anything to like have the kids back here and like actually do teaching and stuff like that normally to give them the
Hmm.
environment that they deserve, but unfortunately we can't do that because it risks their safety. So yeah, it this
I don't know. I'm not the only one, but yeah, it's definitely a major concern on what's. It's gonna be so weird, like when the like bands and lifts and everything come back. 'Cause it's gonna be like
hmm
it's like gonna be like animals emerging from like spring, like
like
just poking
hibernation.
out. Like
Yeah.
yeah, just like, are
Th-
we
yeah,
okay?
exactly.
Like yeah,
hmm it's
like I'm even concerned if I'm even gonna still be able to like. I'm sure I will be, but like being able to actually fully like, graduate my classes.
yeah.
So I'm supposed to graduating in April.
hmm
So I know that there's not going to be a ceremony already, but
Yeah, you're just gonna
yeah, I'm
get
definitely
graduated.
concerned about at least getting the graduation. But oh well.
hmm Oh well. Yeah.
I had one class that was supposed to be like online like this, but instructor she couldn't figure out like for whatever reason it wasn't connecting to the Nate server, and yeah,
Uh.
it was going in and then just got randomly kicked, and I was
hmm
like, oh well, for a class I barely attend anyway, so
Yeah. There you go. It's so sad, and with the honor pass fail system, it's like really it really takes a toll on people who have been working super duper hard for their high marks. Because I know of
hmm
certain people that are like, yeah, I'm pushing for 99s, 100s. Like if I
yeah.
don't get that, then I'm a failure and stuff like that. And now it's just
Well,
like cool. Even if you get that, you get it lowered down by 20% to an 80, just so that you can be
yeah,
considered honors instead of a 4.0. Is pretty depressing.
yeah. A girl I go to work with, she's super concerned about her GPA because she's trying to get into her master's for what she's in,
Mhm.
and so she has to like keep like a 3.9 4.0 GPA.
Yep.
So how is it going to actually if like what is it going to change for if there's no actual grades, actual numbers?
Yep. No
It's
actual
definitely
numbers. Yep. It's it. This whole thing has turned the world on its head. The only thing that like is like a clear positive is like the environment is starting to flourish again because there's not as many cars driving, there's not as many planes in the air, so the ozone is probably repairing itself, some shit like that. I don't know. I'm not an environmentalist, but there have been pictures of like in Venice where the rivers are actually clear now because there aren't any boats going on the river and stuff like that. I don't.
I don't think that it's not going to be
Yeah.
that much. It's been a week. It's not going
Mhm.
to change that much.
Well, you'd be surprised on what the.
But
But then again, pictures can be like like dog getting
yeah,
faked, and
that
it could be fake, but
that's like the start of Avengers Endgame. Cap goes in, talks to Natasha, and he's like, "Well, I did see a whale in the harbor, and like the oceans were clearing up, and blah blah blah."
mhm,
And she's like, don't you tell me everything's gonna be okay or
yeah,
whatever."
we just need Ant Man to come back and just
Uh,
say time travel, and then there you go, we can figure this out. So yeah, there was one thing I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, the Jimmy Wong video. So there's a Jimmy Wong is a content creator and he's an actor. He was an actor in Mulan. He is super
yeah,
awesome. I've followed his stuff since he was at Corridor Digital and Freddie W and stuff like that.
and Freddy, yeah, and Rocket Jump,
Yeah, exactly.
or
So
was he part of Rocket Jump? Yeah,
yeah, he was. So they were like all of their skits and stuff like that. He moved on to Magic the Gathering stuff, so he's on Command Zone, which is a podcast I started listening to recently, and they are very good. They talk like about Magic cards and stuff like that. Then they have something called like a Last Hit, where they talk about something random that's not Magic related. But anyways, he posted a song that was like, "This is a answer, or this is a song for all of the haters and shit like that that are being super duper negative and hateful during this time," and he just spreads like positive vibes and shit like that. It's like, yeah, this is just because this like originated in China. Do not be racist towards like any Asians or anything like that. It's just like should all just be spreading love and positivity and shit like that. And he's a pretty big advocate for like people being like, yeah, you guys should stay home. And he talks to people. There's one guy who is like, um, fuck, what was it? He was like, please stay home, and someone on Twitter was like, some of us can't, and I'm like, okay, what? Why can't you stay home? It's like because I work, and I'm like, what do you work as? A barista. Like that's not essential. Get the fuck out of here. Like
Yeah, same thing. Starbucks was fighting trying to stay open too.
yeah, Starbucks. I mean, I can see it being considered essential, but also you could just be like, cool. Here's some coffee. Just brew it yourself. Just go out and buy your own coffee maker. You're fine. You just put in a little bit of effort, put in a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of love. Boom, you get the same coffee as Starbucks, except you made it from home and you don't have to spend nearly as much, right? Like, what business?
Starbucks is so expensive.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, I mean, everything's gonna start being expensive, right? You want to?
Well, regardless, Starbucks has always been expensive. I don't need
That's
to
true.
spend freaking $5 for a coffee this big
That is true. Yeah.
when I can spend $2 and get an extra large
Yeah. There you go.
from McDonald's.
From yeah, McDonald's. Yeah. That's the thing. Is like with food, it's quality over. You good?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I can hear that. I can hear the like collar
Yeah,
shaking.
the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dogs were being.
Shut up, dogs. We
Anyway,
are a recording podcast. Anyways, so like that's a huge thing. It's like how much food is worth. Like I would gladly pay $2 for a McDonald's burger. If Five Guys was $2, I would totally just ditch McDonald's, go to Five Guys. Five Guys is superior. It's like S tier quality burgers. But I hate it when places are like, yeah, our burger is $17 and it tastes like shit. It's like, why? It's like, oh,
or it's like there's a bit.
yeah, exactly. I never understood that. It's like, why do you go to a fancy restaurant that's like $60 a plate and you get like this much food total when you could go to like Five Guys and you get like a big thing of fries, a burger, a milkshake, and then a bottle of water for like $15 and you're just like, yep, this is yeah, I feel fancy. I feel good eating this. It's like that's the stupid thing. It's like people who buy Louis Vuitton and stuff like that for 5 grand. It's like you're spending 5 grand just for the words Louis Vuitton, just for the label.
But those are also people that can afford it too.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's you
It's
know
just a giant
we're
flex.
also we're also coming from a perspective of people that don't afford this stuff. So
Yeah.
if you are if you're making hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars a year, you can afford to dress a little fancier. You can afford to once in a while like
Yeah.
go out and spend $500 on at a
Listen, man,
restaurant and
if I had the money, let's talk about this. If I had the money to that, let's say I had $5,000 to spend on clothes and stuff like that, I would rather spend the $100 to buy like a hoodie like this rather than spending 5 grand to buy a hoodie that just has like Gucci Gang on it for literally no reason, right? Or like Gucci
yeah.
and Prada and all this shit. It's like you're buying it for the brand, for the label. It
Oh,
literally has
100%.
no other value besides those. It doesn't make any sense to me. But you know what? Whatever makes you happy. If you
But
make
even
the go ahead.
that happens with like lower end stuff still too. Regard like people buying like Under Armour instead of Nike, for
Mm-hmm.
example,
Yeah.
right? Under Armour is more expensive than a Nike, but you're wearing it to work out in the gym. It's still going to do the same thing, but people like to have that brand association. So I don't
Yeah.
think it's necessarily just to do with the $100 T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it is also it's that like you feel important, right? That's what it's about. Not
Yeah.
necessarily the fact of the fabric. Like I I'm not defending it because I
No.
wouldn't do it either.
Yeah.
But that's like the mindset behind why people like doing that. It's like buying. You could have buy a Tesla, or you can buy freaking a Lambo.
Yeah.
Yes, Teslas are better for the environment, but you want a Lambo for
The look.
yes, I own a Lamborghini and
It's
the
all a
vroom
it's
of it,
all a
right?
giant flex. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why like
But
people who
yeah,
buy watches, like I am okay with like $100 watch. It's like that's fine. It's like when you spend 20 grand for a watch, it's like, hold on, let me check something. Oh yeah, look at my watch. It can do literally everything that yours can, but I can charge it. I can play music on it. Does your Rolex do that? I don't think so. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't understand people who
See, if
buy
I ever do
Rolexes or
become
anything.
rich, I don't think I would. I would go a little like if I ever become. I don't. I would go a little like slightly overboard, like getting a few nice things and stuff like that. But I don't think I would go too crazy.
No, I think I would keep most of my stuff like pretty tame. I mean, I'd
Yeah.
probably buy quite a few magic cards because it's like, cool, now I can collect them all and stuff like that. I'd rather spend my $5,000 on a down payment towards a house rather than spending it on clothes that I'm only going to wear once or, like a month.
Yeah.
Because, like, with me, my style is really simple. I wear pants, I wear socks, I wear underwear, and it's like, whatever I wear, it's like usually a hoodie with a shirt underneath it that usually doesn't say anything, and then a hat. That's my look. And I'm totally fine with that. And sometimes I change it up. Sometimes I wear like my jacket that I got when I first started out at NATE. Like the first week, my buddies and I we went, or my buddy Keith and I we went to a mall, and then I went to Zara and I tried on this jacket. He's like, "Dude, that actually looks really good on you." And I'm like, "How much is it?" They're like $120. I'm like, "Fuck it, whatever." And I bought it because it was like it's a really nice jacket and it's really worth it for the fall. And I love that jacket. I still have it upstairs. It's really nice. It's like the brown jacket. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember me wearing it. I wore it a
I
lot during
I
college. But
I
yeah.
don't know.
Anyways, yeah. I don't know. It really boggles my mind that people are like, yeah, I'd rather buy a $5,000 Louis Vuitton bag than a $50 handbag that looks exactly the same and does the exact same thing. But then again, it's like it's just the mentality of people, right? I had a girl in high school that did that,
Yeah.
and
And it's the people you're around and stuff like that too.
yeah, exactly, right. But you could fool people by just buying the $50 bag and then stitching on a Louis Vuitton label. But you could do that. That it's that simple. You just got to get really good in like at stitching, and make it look real. And there you go, stuff like that. Okay, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about because I've been talking about Magic a lot. Uh, Magic the Gathering cards are becoming more and more expensive because of this COVID shit, and I'd like it to stop.
What?
So
How
like
does that make sense?
I don't know because I don't know if they're still printing cards or anything like that. I know they've banned like the pro tournaments and stuff like that and social gatherings shit like that. But
Hmm.
um
Just like anything else.
so there are these boxes that came out and everyone was really hyped for them. They're called mystery booster boxes, and basically what they are
Hmm.
is just 24 packs 15 pack cards, and you can get excuse me, you can get I'm going to die. You can get a bunch of cards in them. You can get there's one card in it. It's worth $180 by itself. So if you
Yeah,
get
you
this,
told me this already.
yeah, exactly. So you at first the boxes were $140. Now they're infinite reprints and stuff like that. But because like people are closing down their stores and stuff like that, people are jacking up the prices. I can look on Amazon right now. Let's take a look. I guarantee it's $200 because I was just looking at the. I typed yeah, $220. So this box, this mystery booster box, is worth two
So if
hundred
you
twenty-two
do
dollars.
find the one card, you're not making a profit anymore.
No, but most of the box is pretty good. My buddy of mine who was able to get a lot of cards that he wanted, his box was worth $480. So he was able, like, if he sells all of his cards, it's worth $480. So he's able to triple his investment because he spent 160 on the deck.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Hmm.
that was that. Like it's absolutely nuts. It's absolutely insane, and I would like it to stop at some point because I as
I
much as I like spending money on boxes, I'd like to buy another box at some point.
Did they specifically say it was due to Corona or some other reason? Because I don't see that. That seems like a weird reason because like it's a game
Hmm.
that people do to be entertained and stuff like that, and people need entertainment to fight off boredom and what have you right now. So if any, in my mindset, they
Hmm.
would make it a little less expensive, so people would buy more because it's less expensive.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a game that you have to play like with people. So
Yeah.
since people aren't gathering to play it, that also that's the opposite end of it. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
I
That's kind of that's still
well.
I think would make it still less expensive than
Hmm. I think
My
it's mostly
opinion.
because it's like supply and demand thing. I'm just blaming it on coronavirus because, just blame everything. It's a fucking bandwagon. But I'm pretty sure because they're not printing them as much anymore because of COVID, or if it's just because everyone and their grandma wanted these boxes, so now they're not reprinting them as of this cycle yet because starting
Mhm.
next month their new expansion comes out, and they're probably going to get a bunch of orders for those, right? So they're probably printing out all the cards for that, getting all the packaging ready, shit like that. So
Mhm.
I think it might just be because it's just like a supply and demand. Everyone's demanding it, but there's like not enough of them. When I went to get it before all this shit went down, I went and I was going to buy 3 boxes, one for me, two for my friends, and the guy said, "Nope, you can only buy one per person because we're that low on
Mhm.
stock." It's like, really? You guys
Mhm.
didn't get that many? They're like, no, we got like 10 total. I'm assuming 10 total, something like that. I'm like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
then I just have to get one, I guess. Sorry, but yeah, that was yeah. If the mystery booster boxes could stop going up in price and go back down to their original 140, so I can buy another box and waste even more of my money and my time because I probably won't be able to sell them in the next upcoming months. Like I'm waiting for all this COVID shit to go away, and then it's like, cool, Magic the Gathering cards are on sale now. And then it's like, cool, I will spend all of my money on that because what am I doing with my money? Not
But
spending it on McDonald's. I can't really spend it on
the
food too much or anything. And if
the
my
thing is with that though is how well do they sell like
after the
from
fact,
individual like for yeah, because like why would someone go to someone who bought it and who are trying to make their money back when they could just go to the store and buy the cards themselves, unless you're selling the specific card that someone like one individual card that
mm-hmm.
someone wants instead of entire packs. Like, would that make more sense? I don't know.
So it makes sense. That's a good question. So, with Magic the Gathering, there are a billion cards. Like this game started back in like when did Magic the Gathering start? When
I'm gonna guess 01.
No, it was before
That's
that.
just
1993.
uh okay. I was gonna guess 90. The next guess was gonna be 90, 93. So
Yeah,
it's 26 years old.
yeah. There you go. So
Easy math.
27 technically. I don't know when its birthday.
Well, depends on the month
Yeah,
because yeah,
exactly.
easy math because I was born in 92 and I'm 20. So,
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Some of these cards are exclusive to certain sets, and there are
hmm
reprints that are more and less valuable. So it all depends on what set you want to buy it from. What's the specific card? Because there are specific cards that will go for like like hundreds of dollars. Let me see. Most expensive. Like there is a card, I'll look it up right now. It's called Cyclonic Rift. This card is absolutely broken. It's broken, and it costs 200 or sorry, not 200, $28.31 for this one card from this certain thing. Or it costs
hmm
$29, stuff like that. There are a lot of cards. And this is from a site called EDHREC, which is based out of Edmonton. So they are a very awesome company that I like to use. Um, 15 most expensive printed Magic the Gathering cards. The top one is for it's called the Black Lotus, and it is worth. I want you to guess how much it's worth.
Well, you just said 28.
Uh,
So,
that's for yeah, and
um,
that's for like a really new
so
card.
and that's the most. So I'm gonna say 45.
No, way higher. Guess. Go up. Go
120.
way up.
300.
Way up.
700.
Way up.
1,050.
Okay, you're kind of getting there, and I don't have time to do this all day. So it can go from anywhere from $1,574 to $3,051 for this
Holy fire truck.
for one card. So the reason why it's so like it it's for two reasons. One, it's rare, and two, it's beyond broken. So this card, what it does is it adds 3 mana of any single color of your choice to your mana pool, then is discarded. Tapping this artifact can be played as an interrupt, and it causes 0 mana. So basically, what you can do is you can play it, and then you can tap it for 3 mana. So it's basically 3 mana whenever you want. And with cards that are allowed to go back into your graveyard and pick them out, you basically just can keep getting 3 mana constantly, 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 which in Magic's absolutely broken. So that's why it is so expensive. compared to some of these other cards. The next one, which just allows you to take another turn. It costs $1,356. This is all according to a specific article, so don't quote me on all of this stuff because it could change. It could have gone up. It could go down. You know, there's that. So yeah, there are like all of these cards. Like that's how much they're worth. So some people are like, "Okay, is it worth the risk of buying some of these packs?" Some of you can get. Like they're like these expansions are still out, but some of these old cards like Black Lotus, like $3,000 card, isn't being printed anymore. So it's that expensive. So sometimes like if you really really want to buy it, then yeah, you have to buy the singles. But sometimes it's like, yeah, you know what? I want a bunch of cards anyways. It doesn't really matter. It's more worth my money to buy the boxes than it is to buy the single cards. So like if you're a Magic player and you're just getting started out, if you want to just say fuck it and build a card out of a box, just do it. Just buy. There are something called precons, which are pre-constructed decks. So you can just take it out and play it right away. You can,
Yeah.
or the mystery booster boxes like I buy, me and my friends buy. They are literally just there to give you a bunch of reprinted cards. But my biggest thing is if you're planning on playing Commander or Elder Dragon Highlander, as it's called, the way I actually got into it is I went to this website. It's called EDHREC.com. Not sponsored, by the way. So basically, all I did was I was like, okay, I want to build Elemental. That's not how you spell Elemental. So I went and I typed in Elemental Commander. I typed in Enter, and it didn't work, so I have to press the actual magnifying glass. And nothing popped up because, you know what? We're just not going to do that. So I just went to Top Commander. So, like, you can find all the commanders that you like that are really really good right now. You could be like, oh, I want to see what this one is, and then it tells you the stats of it, what the average deck looks like, what kind of cards you need. And what I did is I just went to an average deck and I went to cheap, and then I bought all of the cards that I needed, and then that was that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So you just build basically the same idea, but you as a pre-comp deck, but you just made it yourself.
yeah, you made it
Like
yourself.
it's just search for a certain card
Yeah.
strategy, and then friggin'
And
piece it together that way.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. I have 2 decks right now, and I have 2 more decks that I'm ready to build. Once a sale goes on from that Aethervault website, I'm gonna basically just be like, and I'm just gonna buy all the cards because usually sales are pretty rare from that website, so it's like 10% off. It's like cool. If I spend $300, like 10% off, I save like $30, and it's worth it. So, and these decks are gonna be expensive as fuck, so you know I gotta get them. But yeah, that's my recommendation for if you're getting into Magic. If you are debating buying singletons,
I won't be.
which you won't be yet. I'll convert you. One day,
Nope.
there are a ton of Magic.
I
like,
don't.
online.
I don't spend money on freaking like anything.
Yeah. Well,
Like
one day, like you'll come down here, and then my buddies will come over, and we'll all sit down and we'll play a game of Magic, and I'll teach you the ropes, which you should get like right off the bat because I've explained it a lot. Plus, you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, so you already know like some of the stuff of what to do.
yeah.
So you could just like join us, and we could play some Magic, dude. That's the great thing about Magic.
I'd be down to doing that for sure, but I'm spending freaking hundreds of bucks on some decks myself.
Well, yeah, on on Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Are you buying
Or
or
I don't pay for nothing.
no? He cheats his way into it. But no, I'll just let you pick one of my decks and you can play it, and I'll just tell you what the strategy is and stuff like that, and let you pilot it. Because there are a lot of fun decks. My top favorite one is absolutely nuts. If you get it going, it's unstoppable. It's a snowball. So basically, if you get the commander out and nobody kills it right off the bat, then all you do is just play a few cards, and then you get a board full of like 5/5 creatures and you know how is there a limit to how many cards you can have on the field in Yu-Gi-Oh?
3. Yeah, technically, depends on what version you're playing, but it's either 3 and 3, so 3 monsters and 3 magic and trap, or 5 and 5. Depends on what, because there's different versions. Something you can have up to 5 and 5, whether it's 3 and 3.
Yeah. So with Magic, you can have as many creatures, lands, or artifacts, or any cards as you want on the field. So eventually, if I had enough of these cards, I would basically just be like, "Yep, okay, Now I have 20 5/5s on the board, and nobody can stop me from doing that.
Just yeah.
There's no limit. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's a fun deck to pilot once you start it and get it going, and once I flesh it out entirely, it's gonna be super awesome. I already have another deck that I'm looking to go into, um, but yeah, that's for another time. That's gonna be like when all this shit stops and I can go pick up the cards, and my friends and I, it's like, cool. I'm gonna spend some money, and then next weekend we're all gonna get together. We're gonna play Magic because that's what we can do. So let's hope everyone do your part. Stay inside so I can play Magic with my friends, please. That's like, did you see Danny DeVito posted a video about that? Danny
No,
DeVito
I haven't seen his.
Twitter.
I don't follow Danny DeVito on Twitter.
How dare you not follow Danny the Man DeVito? So basically, Danny DeVito, he posted on Twitter, um, uh, it's like, hey, it's Danny DeVito. Please stay inside because you might kill me or any other old people. He didn't say me, but he's like, you might kill other people by being irresponsible. So please just stay inside and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And yeah, everyone everyone on Twitter went nuts. It's like somebody posted, I swear to God, if any of you go outside and break Danny DeVito's heart, like it's absolutely nuts. Young people can get it and they can transmit it to old people. The next thing you know, I'm out of there. Yeah, see, so he does say it like he can die. So yeah, just self isolate yourself. If any of you fuckers kill Danny DeVito because you couldn't listen to 2 to 4 weeks, it's these hands you're gonna catch next. So yeah, everyone's like, stay inside for Danny DeVito. So yeah,
And well,
and the entire planet. It's not just Danny DeVito we
and
need to protect;
well,
it's
like
everyone.
well, Tom Hanks, he's already been confirmed
Is he?
that that's
I
gonna
think he's
be a
doing
big
okay though.
issue. And yeah,
I hope he does
same thing
okay.
with Idris Elba.
Idris
Those are the
Elba.
only two celebrities that I know off the top of my head that caught it.
Was there? I think there was like a basketball player, and there were a few people that were in the White House. But yeah, please stay inside, self isolate yourself. If if you can, please do. I know some people have essential jobs, like emergency responders, people who work at grocery stores and shit like that. Those are essential. Being a barista at Starbucks is not essential. Guy from Twitter, you know, that's not essential. Working at GameStop, not essential. You know, be real with yourself. If you don't need to go to work, then don't. Stay home. Do not go and visit your friends because it's like, yeah, because if I go visit them, then and if both of us don't have it, then it's fine. It's like, no, you could still catch it potentially. They might not know it, but you might get it, and
Hmm.
then suddenly you pass it on to your grandma, and then she's dead. So stay the fuck home.
Yeah,
If you see anybody outside, I'm gonna find you, and you're gonna catch these hands before it kills Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito dies. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a riot in New York somewhere. There's gotta
why
be.
New York?
Danny DeVito is in New York, isn't he? I think
I
so.
don't know.
Yeah, he was talking about New York. That's what the video was. Let me check real quick. Uh,
Hi everybody, it's Danny
Here,
DeVito,
I'll
and I'm
post the
asking
video.
you from the bottom of my heart,
Well,
all the
Oh, the
according
state of
states
New
in
to
America.
York.
wait,
Yeah,
I
it's
have
to
no
stay
idea.
home. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
okay.
So it is state of New York.
Yeah,
So yeah, if any
and I
of you,
saw Arnold Schwarzenegger did a video of telling people to stay home.
yep.
He's been active on I want to say Twitch, not Twitch, sorry,
Ooh,
TikTok, but
TikTok. That's something I don't
yeah, I
think
think
I would see him doing. That's weird, but it
I,
is
I,
cool.
I don't know. I was scrolling through something, like seeing it on. I saw the video originally on Twitter, I think, but yeah.
There you go. So yeah, there's a, and it's not like you're gonna get bored inside. Like I get it. Sometimes you'll get bored, but guess what? Video
Oh
games
yes, you can.
exist. Video games exist. Books exist. Just expand your knowledge, dude. Read the fucking dictionary if you have to. Then you know what expedite means. Or procreate.
Become like Eminem.
What if, is Eminem reading the dictionary?
He did. I don't know if he still does, but he used to.
That's hilarious. I could see him doing that for his raps, though.
Yeah,
Kudos to him. I was watching
yeah.
him on Mike Tyson's podcast, and I was just like, for 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, this is interesting, but it just wasn't for me. I'm like, listen, I like Eminem, but the podcast, not the greatest. So I'm like,
I
Venom.
didn't even know Mike Tyson had a podcast.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Let me Google it real quick. But yeah, they were on a podcast together. Hot Boxing, that's what it's called. Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, that's what it's called.
Mm.
So there you go. Mike Tyson leaves Eminem at a loss for. Oh, what did he say? Did he? I don't even know, but doesn't really matter. Just fucking stay home, please. I know it's spring break. It's gonna be spring break for me too. And guess what I'm doing for spring break? Staying inside, because I'm not an asshole. And I'm gonna stay in here, hang out with my family, play the World of Warcraft board game, because we're fucking nerds, and play video games and stream. That's my plan. And that should be your plan too. Because I know a lot of people are now going to start getting into streaming because it's like, well, school's over or school's online, so I have a ton of free time on my hands because I don't have to commute and I can stay up as late as I want to and shit like that. So there's that. So,
Yeah, there is one thing. I've definitely have been drinking a little bit more than I did before.
that's depressing. You should stop doing that. You're going to die.
No, I like beer.
Well,
Beer's good.
drink water instead. Be healthy. I knew you had a beer too. That's why I was like, "Fuck, he's gonna pull out the beer." I know it. I should have. Don't do that. You just don't touch the beer anymore. That's the same as my brother though. Well, I mean, now is a good time to get drunk because where are you gonna go? Guess what? You're not gonna go outside. Assholes.
Yeah.
Any assholes that go outside for spring break? Fuck
St.
Florida, dude.
Patrick's
What a
Day.
useless state. What do they have? They have Miami, Disney World, and morons. Just tons of morons.
Did you hear about the one story that I think we might have covered this a while ago too, but about speaking about Florida, about the one guy who tried to rob a bank with an alligator in Florida?
Yeah, I can imagine that happening. That's like the one place I can imagine it would happen. So
Yeah, apparently I really don't remember the whole story or anything like that, but just as you were mentioning that just reminded me. Isn't it either an alligator or a crocodile? I don't know, one of the two.
one of the two.
And,
It doesn't matter. You're robbing
no,
a
it wasn't a
with...
bank. It was no, not a bank. It was a restaurant. It was like a Harvey's or something like that.
You're robbing
He tried
fucking
to.
Harvey's with an
It was
alligator.
it was
What is
yeah,
this?
and he went through the drive-through.
What is America?
That's
You went through the drive-through? What, he just throw it in the window? Just say, hey, bitch, give me your money.
apparently.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Again, I don't know all the details, and I don't feel like searching it all up right now. But yeah,
Just
I remember there was a story a few months ago of a guy trying to rob, yeah, with an alligator.
if there was a spot in the world that was Minecraft creative mode, that would be it. Florida would be that place because only they could think of, yeah, I'm just gonna throw an alligator into a Harvey's and I'm gonna steal all the money while the alligator's just sitting there, just chilling. I'd be terrified too, because alligators are fucking nuts. If I saw somebody walking up with an alligator, I would be running away. I don't fuck with no alligators. That's terrifying.
Yeah,
I just give all the
and
money. I'd just be like, hey, just don't throw the alligator in here. I'll give you all the money. Doesn't matter. Because that's fucking ridiculous.
you know another crazy fact about the U.S.
Go for it.
This is about Texas.
Nice.
There are more tigers in captivity in Texas than there are wild tigers living in the wild anywhere else, like in the rest of the world.
Why? Why does Texas have an obsession with tigers? It
I don't
doesn't
know.
make
Ask
sense.
Mike Tyson. He owns a tiger.
Yeah, that's different though.
But
That
yeah,
he's not Texas. He's Mike Tyson.
yeah, I know he's not Texan, but yeah, there's more tigers in captivity in Texas than there are living in the wild in the rest of the world.
Where do you even find this? Where did you find this fact? I want to
That
Twitter.
Joe Rogan.
Joe. Oh, okay. You know what? credible. I'll give him that. But like,
Yeah.
it still doesn't make any sense. It's weird that we still have zoos, but I if we still
There
have
were penguins that were taking advantage of the fact that no
people,
there are no people visiting. So there was apparently some penguins left their space and started visiting the other animals
yeah,
in a zoo. I don't remember where, but I read that
I think
story
it was
somewhere too.
Chicago, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was like
It
Chicago Zoo.
was going to be one of the articles I talked about in the video that I did the other day.
Yeah, which was very well done. You guys should go check it out. It's on his channel. Oh, Detroit. Sorry, it's Detroit. No, it is. No, there's Chicago, Detroit. Yeah, close enough. Same shit, different pile.
Yeah, I couldn't remember where it was, but I remembered seeing the article.
Yeah. Why is Google's logo a sandwich right now? Let's just take a minute to talk about this. Look, it's making a fucking
I don't know.
sandwich. I don't understand.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't click into it this time though.
I'm
I'm
clicking.
guessing International Sandwich Day.
Banh mi is the Vietnamese word for bread. Is it banh mi day today? Or is it just like, is Google becoming like a word of the day calendar? I
Well,
wouldn't be too opposed to that. There's gotta be
they
some
always
reason
change
for it.
their logo based off of. Well, you just click onto the logo.
I did, and it just came up with banh mi.
Oh,
It just came up with these sandwiches.
I don't know.
Oh well. It was
Well, we're going off really random tracks, even though we have no real topics. But we should probably.
you should probably, just stop before we get down to the like rabbit hole of the rabbit hole. We still have yet to talk about food on the show. Yet. Will we ever talk about
As
food?
an actual
As
episode,
As like
I don't
an
know.
actual episode. Dude, okay, alright, here it is. Here's the question. Because we still got time. We have all the time in the world, considering we are stuck indoors for the rest of our lives. As of right now. But okay, what's the first type of food you're gonna get? Or where are you gonna go when all of this is done? Where are you gonna go get food?
I don't eat out very often, so
Well, you have to. It's part of the question, so you're gonna do it.
probably A&W, just because I don't go to restaurants very often, and there's one in the same parking lot as my work, so it will just be a thing of coincidence of like, oh, I don't feel like bringing food, so I'm gonna go to A&W.
There you go.
That's like based off of like habit of what I would normally do,
That's a good
not
answer.
any like particular reason of like, ooh, I'm craving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more of a just out of habit.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Dude, I know where I'm gonna go eat. It's like, all right, all the businesses are open. Soul fried chicken, absolutely. Just gonna get a fucking 20-piece chicken, 2 pesto mac and cheeses, and a 2-liter Coke, and just call her a fucking day. Just go home, just like, okay, it's time. It's a sweatpants kind of day. I'll work out, and then I'll just eat a bunch of chicken and pesto mac and cheese. That I've been craving it for the past like week and a half. And then when my cousin was talking, he's like, "Oh, I just got like Mary Brown's fried chicken." I'm like, "I fucking hate you. I want fried chicken so badly, but yours is like the greasiest of grease. Mine is actually like quality chicken, and pesto mac and cheese, of course. Like, I I'm just gonna say it. A&W is such a basic bitch answer. Come on, man. You gotta do something bigger than that.
I don't, dude. I'm not even
I'll
gonna
take-
have any money.
I'll take you
I'm
to
not
Soul Fried
spending
Chicken.
any extra money.
I'll take you to Soul Fried Chicken, my treat.
Okay,
There you
you're buying.
There you go. Easy peasy. You can't just basic
That's-
bitch answer. Basic bitch answer.
Well,
with
that-
A&W.
I am a basic bitch. I don't go to restaurants. I'm too poor,
But that's
and
not
I'm gonna be even
that's
more
not an
poor now that
excuse.
I'm barely getting paid.
I thought oh yeah, we work at Mark's. I know if you worked at like No Frills or something, they gave you like a increase in pay, so it's like an extra $100 a week plus an extra $2 per hour. Or I think
Well, that's at a grocery store, so people are having to still work.
yeah.
I'm getting so whatever my average work week has been for the past, I think, 12 months
Mhm.
is what they're gonna calculate my hours for.
Yeah. So
So
they'll give you like a percent of the hours.
So instead of like, say I work, normally I would work, I don't know, like a 20-hour week.
Yeah.
Which is I would get paid for that, whatever the average. Yeah, an average is of. Yeah. So the average hours basically. So I'll still be getting basically close to the same because my average is basically the same.
Yeah.
Has always been the same.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, money wise, I'm gonna be close to the same to what I have always been.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you get some money because you're missing out on some good food, man. There's so much good food in the city. Because it's like Soul Fried Chicken is like my number one place to go, but there's like a ton of good food places. I have to come up with like a list of all the places
I'll
that
go
I've
to.
been to. Just
I'll
like,
use skip the dishes and I'll get someone to deliver me food. Then let us know what you guys have been doing during the staying inside time when you're not going outside. What type of fun have you been doing, keeping yourself entertained? And do you think people that are taking way too much food off of the stores, food, toilet paper, any huge amounts of food, are they being crazy or are they being paranoid, being safe? What do you think? Let us know.
yeah,
And
I'd love to hear other opinions other than they're assholes because that's all I can think of right now is they are assholes. So we're not going
yeah.
down that rabbit hole again. But anyways, yeah, make sure you
But
subscribe for more.
that's it for now. We will talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye, guys. Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be in the description.